Good morning, Living Kids. What is up? We are so excited to be with you today and talk about the story of how God saved Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We can't wait to worship with you, do crafts with you, and talk about this story with you. Let's get into it.
Raindrops rolling off my brim. Street lights got the pavement glistening. Touchdown, I fall into your arms, right where I belong, your everlasting arms. And where would I be without you? I'd be packing my bags when I need to stay. I'd be chasing every breeze that blows my way. I'd be building my kingdom just to watch it fade away. It's true, that's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't know where I'd be without you. Flashback, step into the scene. There's you, and there's a very different me. Touchdown, you had me at believe. You had me at believe you did. And where would I be without you? Without you, I'd be packing my bags when I need to stay. I'd be chasing every breeze that blows my way. I'd be building my kingdom just to watch it fade away. It's true, that's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't know where I'd be without you. Where would I be?
I was in deep, so incomplete, till you rescued me. Yeah, you rescued me.
You rescued me.
So incomplete, till
You are mine, I am yours. You rescued me,
complete.
and I am yours forever. You saved me, remade me. Where would I be? I'd be packing my bags when I need to stay. I'd be chasing every breeze that blows my way. I'd be building my kingdom just to watch it fade away. It's true, but I'd be packing my bags when I need to stay. I'd be chasing every breeze that blows my way. I'd be building my kingdom just to watch it fade away. It's so true, that's me without you. That's me without, oh, that's me without you. That's me without, oh, oh, that's me without you. That's me without, oh, that's me without I'd be without you. That's me without you. Don't know where I'd be without you.
Give me that God Almighty, that good old apple, that old school doctrine. Give me that truth for the body. Ain't nothing new about it, but it's still full of power.
Church clap, let me hear the church clap. Church clap, let me hear the church clap. Church clap, let me hear the church clap. Church clap, let me hear the church clap.
Give me that church mother in a church hat clap. Man, that sugar every color purple coming back clap. When that whole week beat you up and stress you, but you hear that organ playing and remind you of your blessings. And on another note, she just hit another note. Chills down my spine, got me crying, make me overload. You don't know about it though. Old school church hymns, deacons get the humming, now the drummer finna burst in. Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Can you hear me now? Church close, sweater, you don't care, you just get it now. Testify how we made martyrs out of these fathers and rose up all of his daughters to glorify him with honor. Man, I swear Thomas Jones with a head his feet. I wanna do the type of shows that the Lord wanna see. What I mean, if I can make the whole church clap, it ain't a clap in the heavens, then that clap's just a clap, clap. For his son glorified, sin mortified. The Holy Spirit going word, that truth ain't watered down. It's sound doctrine, gets birthed in the common now. Nothing wrong with singing loud, but that ain't where the power's on. The church has been clapping at weak sermons, leaving the weak hurt. No one's changed by Sunday service. We need discernment, check what you be affirming, cause the church can be full of members but empty in conversions. Preach the gospel and stand back, look for changed lives, not for hand claps. Love people well, oh they can't stand at the church, just the church when the words where we stand up.
Give me that God Almighty, that good old Bible, that old school doctrine. Give me that truth for the body, ain't nothing new about it, but it's still full of power.
Church clap, let me hear the church clap. 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 Come on.
He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars one by one. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than anyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Bobby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Action Man. Better than anyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend.
It's time for a Bible story. A long time ago in the land of Israel, there lived 3 young guys named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. What are those names? Did you say their names were Sad Rat, Mean Hat, and a Bendy Goat?
No, not even close. Their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they were some pretty solid dudes. They loved God with all their heart, and things were going pretty well for them. Until one day, all of that changed.
Wait, let me guess what happened. They were taken from their homeland by an invading army.
Well, actually, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Do you know the story already?
Whoa, really? Crazy. That was just a random guess. What are the odds of that, huh?
Well, you're right. Israel was invaded by the wicked King Nebuchadnezzar.
Whoa, that stinks. And double whoa, because the names in this story are crazy.
I know, right? King Nebuchadnezzar invaded their country and took a bunch of people captive, and then brought them back to his home country called Babylon.
Hold up. Okay. I know the names in this story are a little wonky, but you gotta be kidding me. He was from a place called Babyland? That sounds awesome. An entire country full of adorable babies? Actually, that doesn't sound awesome. I bet it smelled like a giant diaper. Ugh.
No, not Babyland. It was called Babylon, and I'm sure it smelled just fine.
Gotcha. So what happened when they got to Babylon?
Well, they were trying to adjust to where they live now. I mean, one day they're chilling at home in Israel, and the next day they're in a totally different country. They didn't know anybody there, they don't speak the language, and on top of all that, they were forced to work as slaves.
Yikes, that is pretty rough, man. I bet they were like so super scared. I mean, they're in a completely different country, they don't know anybody, they're completely on their own. Man, I would be totally freaked out.
Actually, they didn't freak out. They knew God was with them, so they kept on like they had before. Every day they would pray and worship God.
Hey, that's great to hear. Sounds like things could turn around, huh?
Well, things did change, but not really in the way that you might expect. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar decided to have a huge statue of himself built. He wanted it to be 90 feet tall and made out of gold.
Seriously, a 90-foot golden statue of himself? Man, what a waste of a statue. I'd rather have a 90-foot gold statue of something awesome, like a really fat hamster. Oh, or like a unicorn playing guitar.
I agree. Those would be pretty sweet. But no, he wanted it to be of himself. And once the statue was built, he ordered people from all around to come and see it. He had musicians set up all around the statue and gave the order that when they started to play, everyone would bow down and worship him.
Okay, that's a little weird. So what does this have to do with our three amigos exactly?
Well, that's where things get interesting. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were some of the people that were ordered to come and see the statue. But, as you can imagine, they weren't very interested in worshiping King Nebuchadnezzar. They only worshiped God.
So what happened?
Just like the king ordered, the band kicked in and everybody bowed down to the statue except for 3 people. You want to guess who?
Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Swing and a miss. It was actually Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And as you can imagine, the king was not very happy with them disobeying his orders. But he liked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, so he gave them a second chance to change their minds and worship him. The band kicked in again, everybody else bowed down, but
Let me guess, they didn't bow.
no sirree, Bob.
Yeesh, I bet he really did not like that.
No, he did not. King Nebuchadnezzar was furious that they had refused to worship him, but they held firm and told the king that they would only worship the one true God.
Oh boy, I bet they got punished pretty bad, huh? What'd they get, like 1,000,000 spankings?
No, much worse than that. The king's guards grabbed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and took them to a huge fiery furnace, a giant oven with flames blazing out all over it.
Good grief, that thing is no joke. It's gotta be like 1,000,000 degrees, or like a bazillion Celsius, or like 5 Kelvin.
Well, look at you, Mr. Science. And yes, it was very hot. The king decided to give them one more chance to bow down to him. And if they didn't, he was going to throw them into the fiery furnace.
Whoa, he was seriously gonna like kill him?
Straight up.
So what'd they do? I mean, did they just give in and bow down? I mean, listen, that would be totally understandable. I mean, look at that oven thing, man. They'd get roasted like marshmallows in there. That would be terrifying.
That's true. It was a pretty scary situation, but they trusted in God and they weren't afraid. They knew that God was more powerful than King Nebuchadnezzar, and if God was on their side, they didn't have to be afraid. So when the king said one last time to bow down, they refused.
Uh-oh, so did he throw him in the furnace?
Nope. Instead, the king ordered the furnace to be made 7 times hotter than it already was, and then throw them in.
What? How do you even do that? That's gotta be like as hot as the sun, or like an atomic bomb, or my new mixtape.
No. But it got so hot that when the guards opened the door, the heat was so strong that they were instantly killed.
Oh, look, the guards are dead. Now's your chance. Run for it, guys.
Well, there were other guards. Kind of an expendable resource back then.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
So another set of guards grabbed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, dragged them over to the furnace, and threw them inside. King Nebuchadnezzar and everybody else watched as they closed the door and waited. But what happened next? Nobody ever expected. There in the furnace, in those blazing hot flames, stood 4 men.
Wait, what? They didn't die? Like an instant, terrible death of burning and dying?
Nope. The guards and King Nebuchadnezzar could not believe their eyes. There were 4 figures standing in the flames, totally fine.
Hold up, wait a second. There were 4 people? I thought you said they threw in 3 people. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's only 3.
True, but there was a 4th person in the furnace with them. It was Jesus.
What?
Yep, Jesus was with them in the fiery furnace and protected them from the flames. King Nebuchadnezzar told them to come out, and they walked out completely unharmed. Their clothes didn't even smell like smoke.
That is incredible. So that's why they weren't afraid of the king, huh? They trusted in God so much and knew that he would be with them when the times got tough.
Exactly. That day, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego showed King Nebuchadnezzar and everyone in Babylon that God was with them, and no matter what came their way, they didn't have to fear.
That is totally stinking awesome.
You bet. The end.
Good morning, kids. Today I'm going to read you the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. This story is about a fiery furnace and how God saved them. King Nebuchadnezzar's army had defeated the Israelites. The Israelites were God's people. But now King Nebuchadnezzar was the king, and he built a golden statue. And then he made a very bad law. The law said that when the music plays, everyone has to bow down and worship the golden statue. And those who disobey, those who don't bow down, will be thrown into the fiery furnace, the hot fire. So once the music began playing, all the people of the land fell down and worshiped the golden statue. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were 3 boys who loved God very much, and they refused. They said, "We only worship the true God." And that made the king very mad. And so the king said, "Make the furnace even hotter. Make the fire extra hot." And then he had the 3 men thrown inside. But when the king looked into the fire, there were 4 men walking around. And one of them looked like an angel from God. The king shouted to the men, "Come out, come out! God has saved you." The fire did not hurt them. The fire did not burn them. In fact, they did not even smell like smoke. So the king made them rulers in his kingdom. And the king said, "Your God is the true God." You see, sometimes whenever we are faced with doing the right thing, it may feel like doing the wrong thing is better, but God is always with us. And if we obey what God tells us to do, He will protect us, He will take care of us, and He will reign victorious. Love you guys. Have a great week.
This story takes place a long time ago in the kingdom of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar was a powerful king, and whatever he said instantly became the law.
Nebuchadnezzar and his people worshipped many gods. There was one exception, and that was the king's advisor, Daniel. Daniel worshipped one God. The king and his people had seen how Daniel had successfully interpreted one of the king's dreams with the help of his God, when all of the priests and magicians in Babylon had failed.
Not long after this experience, Nebuchadnezzar called all of the important people in Babylon together for a special event.
Woo!
Nebi! Thank you. Now, I know that the main reason you're all cheering for me is because you know that if you don't, I can have you cut up into little pieces and your houses made into a giant pile of manure. But seriously, it touches my magnificent royal heart to have such a warm reception. Now, I have commanded you all to come here today for a very important purpose, to present to you your new god, the big golden image. Ooh. But that's not all. Because BGI is new around here, we want to make sure he feels right at home. So I've come up with a little game that I think you'll all enjoy. It's called Worship or Die. The rules are pretty simple. When you hear the BGI theme music, you simply stop what you're doing, drop to the ground, and worship the statue. But with every game, there's a catch. If you mess up, you lose, and you get thrown into a burning fiery furnace. Thank you all for playing. Enjoy your new god.
And so, every day when the music played, everybody bowed down to the great statue in the public square. Everybody, that is, except for 3 people.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not born in Babylon and did not share many of the religious beliefs of the king or his other subjects. They were Jews and friends of Daniel, whose home country had been conquered by Nebuchadnezzar's army.
We only worship one God, though others may find this quite odd. We're not singing their song. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
One day, just as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were strolling by BGI Square, the statue's theme music began to play.
Hey, why aren't those weirdos over there worshiping the statue?
I don't know. Hey, you 3, stop singing and bow down to BGI.
How about no?
What? How dare you defy the king? Don't you know the rules?
Yeah, who do you think you are? We're gonna tell King Nebi, then you'll be sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Nebi! Over here!
Excuse me? What did you just call me?
Oops. Sorry.
Oh, King Nebuchadnezzar! Live forever!
Much better. Now, what's the problem?
It seems Larry, Curly, and Mo here don't like your new decree.
What? I know these men. They're friends of my advisor, Daniel. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. How could you do this to me? Bow down to the BGI right now, or I'll have you thrown into that fiery furnace so fast.
Sorry.
Our only God is Adonai.
We could not bow to BGI. The King of Kings who reigns on high will never.
That's it. I've had just about enough of this trio. Bind them up and throw them in.
You can throw us in the furnace. Our God, He would not burn us. He will help us along.
And into the furnace they went. The king was so furious that he ordered the furnace to be heated to 7 times its normal temperature.
The king came to the furnace to inspect, but as he approached, he heard an odd sound coming from the furnace.
What's this? How can they still be alive?
And then, something even stranger.
What the? Where did that other voice come from? I'd better take a look inside. How is this possible? Didn't we cast 3 men bound up into the furnace a moment ago?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I swear I put them in there, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
then,
right.
why do I see 4 of them walking around in there?
What? Who?
I don't know, but they look like...
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and the Son of God. Our quartet is now complete. We don't even feel any heat while the Lord is our song. Do-do-do-do.
When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego emerged from the furnace, all the guards and princes who were there saw that not a single hair of theirs had been burned or even singed. They didn't even smell like fire.
Nebuchadnezzar spoke to the 3 of them.
Wow, you guys. I'm so sorry. How can I ever make it up to you? Clearly, you were right and I was wrong. You were right to stay faithful to your God. He must be the real deal. I mean, He sent His angel to protect you from the fire. He saved you so you could continue to worship Him and no one else. I'm going to make a new decree that no man in Babylon is allowed to insult the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because there is no other God who could save people like this. And just to make it interesting, let's say that anyone who doesn't obey me shall be cut into little pieces and have their houses made into a giant pile of manure.
Well, clearly Nebuchadnezzar's decree wasn't perfect. He still thought that people should be punished for their beliefs. But as far as we know, nobody ever disobeyed it, so no harm done. As for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were promoted in the king's court.
But even more important than their individual story is the promise that God can always help us in any difficult situation. Since that time, many people oppressed by slavery, violence, and sickness have been helped and healed by remembering stories and the lessons they illustrate, like this one. Whenever we feel trapped or unsafe, we can remind each other that God cares for us. We can work together, just as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did, to recognize the freedom and safety that God provides for us.
Hey kids, what is up? We are back again with Crafts with Carly. Okay, so today, as you saw already, the story is, drumroll please, about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego getting saved from the fire by the angel because what did they have? Faith in God no matter what. And so today, for our craft, okay, I don't know if you guys are ready for this. It's pretty cool. It's kind of tricky, but it's kind of cool. Watch this. It is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the flames, not dying, guys. So cool. And I know today, guys, this story is kind of crazy, kind of scary. You don't really know how to feel about it, but it's okay. I'm right there with you. And even the names are a little crazy, a little difficult. Let me help you. So, Meshach. Remember the word Shach. Shadrach. Those kind of rhyme. Meshach, Shadrach. And then Abednego. Kind of like indigo, the color, but Abednego. So guys, let's get started on our craft today. Like I said, it's a little tricky. It's kind of complicated, but I believe in you guys. I think you guys got it. So what you're gonna need for this are 2 coffee filters. Now, if you don't know what that is, just ask your parents and say, Mom, Dad, can I have some coffee filters? 2 to be precise, okay? And then you're gonna need this. You see it at either fast foods or like carnivals. They put hot dogs in it, hamburgers, fries, the cheese fries. You know the drill. And if you don't have this, you could use like a plate or something. Fold it up. You know the vibes. Anyway, and then, so, for the first step today, guys, we're gonna take our coffee filters. Don't forget, just like in every Crafts with Carly, you're gonna need some colors, but today we're going a little bit more bland, and you're just gonna need orange and red or yellow, anything fire colors. And of course, some tape and a Sharpie. So, let's get started with the first step. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your first coffee filter, only one, and then you're gonna fold it in half. And what you're gonna do is you're simply just gonna draw the 3 people, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. See guys, I get tripped up on the names too. It's pretty hard, but I believe in you. I mean, if you wanna go intricate, you can, but today, I'm just gonna go with some nice little stick figures. How about that? And doesn't that look nice? And let's get a little snazzy and put their initials above. Meshach, with an M, Shadrach, and Abednego. So now you know who's who. Okay, and then since they did get thrown into the fire, since nobody else believed in our God, we're gonna draw the fire around them. But that might sound a little scary, you guys, but don't worry, because they didn't die, because they had trust in God, no matter what, am I right? Okay, so you can get creative with your little flame. That's what I'm doing. I'm drawing it all around them like they're in the big furnace, like a big oven. Kind of like what they use to cook pizza, but like giant, and it was scary. I bet it was scary. I can just picture it. But no fear, because God is with us, guys. Okay, so I got my red flames going on around the 3 people. Look at that, check it out. And so then we are going to place it. This is our little furnace, right? It's what the fire came out of. So we're gonna take our handy dandy tape, like always, and what we're gonna do, so we can show that they were in the fire, see how it's like this? We're gonna put half of the coffee filter in the little bowl, and then we're just gonna tape it down. Now you can do it however you like, whatever the easiest way for you to do it is. Get creative with it, do whatever you want, as long as you get the coffee filter in there. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. You can see them, Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego. And then, next part, we are going to take our second coffee filter and we're gonna fold it in half, just like the first one. And you can fold it a little bit shorter because it's just gonna be a cool background of more fire, as you can see, the orange fire. So again, just like I said before, except this time with no people, you're just gonna draw some cool flames. If you wanna add some yellow in there, you can, to create a really cool fire flame look. If you wanna draw some squiggles, that's cool. The way I do it is I just go up and then I go back down. Pretty easy, guys, you got it. Or look up flame on Google, then it'll show you how to draw a flame. So there's some cool fires, squiggle lines, super cool. And then to show our background, we are also going to tape it right behind just to get the real cool fire look to this craft, you know what I mean? Like I said, put it in the little bowl, put it right behind. You can either tape it to the bottom of the bowl, or if you want to see the flames more, tape it to the first coffee filter. Oh, and also to make it stand up, you can tape on the side. See how it like curves around? Just tape it right there so it's staying there strong, you know what I mean? Keep going, tape it all around so you know it's secure and it'll stay and it won't move when you're showing all your friends. Okay, so boom, the fire stands up just like that. And there you have it, you guys. That is your craft of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You'll get the names, don't worry, you will. Just practice them. And just know, guys, that this story might seem a little scary at first, but all you have to remember is have faith in God no matter what. And just like that angel came and saved these three, God will come save you in difficult situations. You guys got it. Bye, living kids.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
It's Nancy Clancy here.
And Jimmy Butler.
And today we're back with another memory verse.
Oh, yeah.
Today's verse is from Psalms 46, 1 and 2.
Wait, songs? We're singing 1 and 2 songs?
No, Jimmy. Psalms with an L. It's a book in the Bible, remember?
Oh.
Yeah. So today's verse says, God is our refuge.
Wait, refuge? That's basically someone who saves you, right?
Yeah, someone who's strong and saves you.
Okay.
It says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble.
Wait, I get presents?
No, not presents like gifts. Ever-present. Present means here, like in this exact place that I'm at.
Oh.
Yeah. It says, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea.
Okay, that second half was really confusing.
You're right.
But I think I know what it means.
Okay.
Basically, it's saying that even when things around you may be falling apart and you feel lost or sad, you should always know that God's with you and not fear.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jimmy. I'm so proud of you.
Well, thanks.
Of course. So let's say it one more time all together. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Psalms 46, 1 and 2. Awesome job, Jimmy. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.